Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Usha, and welcome to today's expert chat session. I hope you are all set. Whoever's listening in, you're all set, and I'm audible enough. So, before I go into today's topic, let me start with a brief background about myself. I'm Usha, as I told you, and currently I'm playing the role of a product and program management lead at Cognizant. To give you a little more about my experience, I started my career as a developer on Java C++ and played different types of roles in delivery, a team lead, a project manager, a program manager, and so on. A while later, because I had a deep passion for process, I moved into process consulting and auditing, that is software quality assurance type of roles. And now I found my calling in product management. So today I'm going to talk to you about what is the mindset needed or how to get the right mindset to be a successful product manager. So first of all, you might have the question, what is the role of a product manager? A product manager is someone who details out requirements and gets them to implementation. In doing so, a product manager interacts with different types of people, interacts with data, with customer systems, business processes, and so on. He or she can work on either developing a new product or enhancements to an existing product. Now, in order to play this role, a product manager interacts with different types of stakeholder groups. The first is the business users. So the business users are the people who actually give the business requirements to the product manager. So those will be high level requirements. The product manager has to detail out those requirements and give them to the development teams. So the team of developers are those people who actually do the design, the coding, and they then hand it over to the QA or the testing team. The testing team also needs to understand the requirements in detail because they have to test it out and ensure that the product is of good quality. The product manager also interacts with customer support personnel. So the customer support are the people who deal with the end users or the customers when they come forward with issues or concerns about the product. That is why customer support people also need to understand what the product features are all about. While doing all of this implementation, the product manager has to keep the leaders informed on how is the progress of the implementation. Now, all of these different stakeholder groups, they come in with their own agendas and priorities. The business users obviously want to get out the maximum features in the least amount of time so that they can quickly get value. Similarly, the leaders also, they want to ensure whatever is delivered is of maximum value. The developers, on the other hand, would keep coming with different types of constraints. For example, technical issues or bandwidth issues. So they will push back. The quality team or the QA team, they will push back if the quality is not good enough. So in this way, the product manager would keep getting pushbacks or varying perspectives from different stakeholders. So in his role, he or she needs to have that focus to deliver value at the end of every release, keeping in mind whatever different varying views and perspectives each of these stakeholder teams comes up with. That is the role. What defines a successful product? A successful product, I would say, is, to simply put it, is something which customers just love. And also, it delivers business value to the organization. To give you an example, it would be about 15-20 years ago when the initial mobile phones had come out. So I went to this mobile phone store and I saw a very fancy flip phone type of model. I bought it. Only when I started using it, I realized that whenever I got a call, it took me a few minutes to flip open the phone and then answer it. That started becoming a pain. And I realized that whoever designed it definitely did not have the user behavior in mind. I don't think nowadays we see any flip phone type of models. Today what we see is something like this, and I totally love this. So that's an example for you. Now, what are the skills that a product manager needs? The basic is domain skills. For example, if I am a product manager who is working on a product like Paytm or Google Pay, I need to know the fundamentals. What are the types of payment methods available? Credit cards, net banking, debit cards, and so on. I also need to know about the rules and regulations. If my product is designed for Indian customers, what are the regulatory rules, the compliances that my product needs to adhere to as per our Indian government rules? Of course, I will get support from the legal team also, but there is some amount of such knowledge that I need to know. So this is the basic domain. Over and above this, if I have some technical knowledge, for example, knowledge of how different architectures work, the UI, the middleware, the messaging system, the database, some basic knowledge is definitely a plus, because that will enable me to have good conversations with the developers and the testers. But that's not a must, and it is also something that I can pick up along the way as I go. So this is a basic domain skills, technical skills being a plus point. Now over and above this, there are certain softer aspects which become more important, because a product manager deals with so many different types of people and stakeholders, as I told you. So what are those? That is the core of today's topic, the mindset. So there are 4 points on the mindset that I want to talk about. The first mindset a product manager needs is customer empathy. It means understanding what the customer needs, putting yourself into the shoes of the customer. Let me show you an example. I don't know if you relate to this. This is a Walkman. This is something which I used maybe about 15 years ago. As you can see, this is quite bulky, and to use it I need to open it, put a cassette into it, and if I need to get to a particular song, I need to use these buttons, the rewind, the forward buttons, which takes some time. I just can't flip a switch and go to the particular song I need. So, in order to solve the pain points of the customer, this was invented. Now as you can see, this is an old iPod, something like the first generation iPod. There is a history behind this. I got this as an award in a contest when I was working in an organization called Zansa. In those days when this was released, it was a very hot product. So when I won it, I was really elated. As you can see, this is quite small compared to the Walkman, and the music quality of an iPod was top notch. So this, I'm sure, made all the customers elated, and the product managers who came out with this had that customer empathy in them. That's what made them create such a wonderful product. The second mindset is understand why a particular product is needed, or why any features are needed. Now you as a product manager would get the business requirements from the business users. When you have those conversations with them, ask them the question why. If it's a new product, why do we need this product at all? What is the pain point or the gap which this product intends to fulfill? If it's an enhancement, ask them what was the problem or the challenge or the pain before, because of which we need to make this enhancement in the product. Once you understand the why, it will help you tweak the requirements point on spot on so that you address the pain areas of the customer. The third mindset is learn from failures. No product is perfect the first time. It has its path of evolution. In the first release, there will be a lot of areas for improvement. It will be a bare minimum product because obviously you will have only the minimum viable product features in. So have that open mindset, listen to your customers, people who are using the product, get to know what are the improvement areas and keep building on those improvements release by release. So I showed you this. Today's iPod is this. You can see this is much smaller. It is much thinner as well. And the music quality is as usual top notch, if not even better. So this is an example of incremental evolution when a product became from a bare minimum to sleeker and sleeker. The fourth mindset, I will say the most important of all, is passion for your product. Love your product. Once you have that, you will do what it takes, whatever is needed, in order to get the right features in to keep improving. This will also reflect in all the conversations that you have with each of your stakeholder groups. So I have told you about 4 mindsets now. Empathy for the customer, understand why, learn from failures, and most important of all, love your product. The next question is, how do we do it? How do we get these mindsets? Getting a mindset is a softer aspect. It cannot happen overnight. It is a journey. But I will share with you some tips based on my experience, what you can incorporate. The first one is voice of the customer. This is something very important in the product management world. Whether you are a product manager or playing any other role as part of the product team, even if you are a developer or a tester. In my previous role, what we used to do is every month, the product managers, the development team, the testers, we all used to have a session where we would sit in and listen to the customer support conversations. So these would be voice calls where the users are calling customer support and talking about the issues and problems that they are facing. Now you might say we can come to know about the issues even by looking at the logs of the tickets. But then when we listened to the customer talking, that's when it really sunk in into us and we got to understand what is the pain that the customer is facing. In addition to this, in my current role, what I do is every month have a meeting with the customer support personnel where I understand from them what are the top areas in which customers are facing issues. So that helps me build in requirements into the next release which will attack the pain areas and build in improvements. I also hear about some issues on awareness. So there'll be people, because of their unawareness on some of the product features, they would be raising certain issues. That makes me think, why are they unaware? Is the product so complicated because of which they are unaware? So accordingly, I need to make some tweaks to make my product used easier in a better way by the customers. So that is about listening to and understanding the voice of the customer. The second is about building your allies. If you are a new person, if you're new to your product team, the product is new to you or your team is new to you, you can build allies with other product managers. Find someone who has more experience working on that product line. You can invite them to your sprint planning, your backlog grooming, or your sprint review meetings, and you can get some tips from them. The other part of building allies is with your stakeholder groups. Many a time it is coffee conversations or informal conversations which help out. So you can build your allies with your development teams, your testing teams, even your business users. Have those informal conversations, those coffee conversations with them. These will go a long way for you to understand their perspective and vice versa. and maybe even resolve some of the impediments. The next aspect is know your product. Now here you will definitely have a basic question. I am the person who created and detailed out the requirements. So what is there to know about the product more? But there is a difference, because requirements that you detailed out are theoretical. Only when you get in, you become a user of your product, you will get to experience it. So try to become an actual user if your product allows it, if it is such a kind of product. There will be some products where you might not be able to become users, real users. There you can get a sandbox environment or a demo environment of the product, and you can try to use it, because only when you follow the customer journey, the way in which an actual customer uses the product, you can really understand the experience of the user. And that will go a long way for you in tweaking your product. Okay, you have understood your product, you have listened to the voice of the customer and so on. But then, as I told you earlier, you deal with all these types of stakeholder teams, the developers, testers, leaders, each coming in with their agenda, their area of focus. What do you do then? Be assertive. This again is a skill which you develop with time, but always have that razor sharp focus on delivering value at the end of every release. Developers will come to you and say that there is a technical issue, because of which the release might get delayed, or they cannot meet a particular feature by the end of that release. Challenge them to find a technical solution. Now there you have to know where to draw the line, where to understand when there's really a challenge, and you'll have to take a different call. Over and above all of this, one very important thing is focus on simplicity. It is very easy to build out a complicated product, to keep building business rules into it, make the UI clumsy, keep building more fields and so on. It takes a lot of effort. It is difficult to make it simple. But simplicity is what attracts customers and makes them love your product. So, keep that razor sharp focus on building simplicity. And once you keep focusing on that, I am sure you'll get there. So these were some of the points and my experiences which I wanted to talk about. I hope it was useful to you. Let's see if I have any questions. Disha Natesan. What are the skills a product manager should have? So Disha, I spoke about the core or the basic skills on one hand and soft skills on the other hand. Core, as a basic, a product manager should know the domain, whatever domain he or she is working on. If it's a banking product line, knowledge about banking, whether be it retail banking or investment banking, whatever type of banking it is, that is a must-have, because that is the core area of a product manager. Above this, any technical skills is a plus for sure, because they interact with technical teams, developers, the testers and so on. So having some amount of technical skill will definitely help, so that they can understand what the developers and testers are talking about. The other soft skills, as I mentioned, is empathy for the customer, love your product, and have an open mind to learn from failures. I hope this clarified, Disha. We have another question from Ashwini Nagarkar. As a product manager, how much is it important to get along with others and be able to influence them to a common goal? Very important. Because a product manager deals with different types of stakeholders. The business users, the leaders, the developers, the testers. Each of them, they come with their priorities, which might not exactly be the same as your priorities. So in this journey, the people skills become very important. So the amount of influence that you can have on them in order to keep your focus on getting one release out with the business value. That is a very important thing, because finally at the end of the release, you need to influence all your stakeholders to come out with the common goal, which is delivering value in that release. Question from Babita. I am a fresher. Is it possible for me to become a product manager with no experience? So Babita, it varies from organization to organization. There are organizations where you have different levels of product manager. So you would have a lead product manager who would be typically people who have more experience in that area, but they would have reportees under them. They would also have people like business analysts. So if you have done an MBA or some amount of basic education in your area of domain, then it will be easy for you to get into a beginner BA kind of a role, and then you can gain experience and move on up the ladder of product management. Question from Seema Parveen. I have done I hope that means BBA. Is MBA compulsory to become a product manager? Compulsory, I don't know, but I would say nowadays it is being more important to have a master's degree. That's because a lot of people, almost everyone, has that minimum undergrad degree. So to show your differentiation, a master's is becoming a plus now, a plus and very important nowadays. Moreover, when you do an MBA with specialization in a particular area, that will propel you and put you on the right path, the right kind of a role as a product manager. Arushi's question is, what does a product manager do day to day? So Arushi, I touched upon this when I started my talk. The role of a product manager is to define the requirements or to detail out the requirements by talking to the business users and take it forward to implementation. So to get to the next level of detail, what a product manager actually does is, first of all, talk to the business users to understand what the business requirements are. Those will be requirements at a high level. The product manager then sits down and writes down the detailed requirements based on those high level requirements. And in this process, he or she will need to talk to different teams and understand what are the requirements which should go in. It could be talking to some legal teams if there are certain regulatory aspects involved. It could be talking to the technical team to understand if there is any performance requirement or some non-functional requirement which has to be built in. So this is requirements development. The product manager then has these requirements reviewed by whoever is going to consume these. Typically, it will be the development team, the testing team. So at that point, if the developers and testers have any clarifications, any questions, they raise those. So this is a timeline, or this is a point when the requirements evolve actually. Based on those clarifications raised, the product manager might make some changes or tweaks in the requirements or detail out something further. There are also a set of user experience designers who get involved. So the product manager has to ensure that if there is a UI being built, the UX designers, they given their detailed requirements, they might give some wireframes or some small prototypes. So all this gets bundled into the requirements. Then once the developers start working on it, in between, in an agile world especially, they would come and keep asking clarifications which the product manager has to clarify. And the product manager keeps an eye on how the feature or the release is evolving. So because at the end of the release, they are responsible for getting it out. So they also keep an eye on the impediments or challenges. They have to keep reporting to the leaders how it's panning out. When the team has completed a sprint, the developers would give a demo to the product manager, and the product manager has to give a sign off saying, yes, this has met my requirements. Or if it has not, what is the improvement or the rework that has to be done. So this is in a nutshell what a product manager does on a day-to-day basis. Bindia, how does a product manager differ in startup versus mature companies? So Bindia, I would say that not only a product manager role, even other roles, they differ in a startup versus mature companies. Typically in a mature company, you would have different hierarchies, and they can have different product managers to focus on different product lines or portfolios. Whereas in a startup, it will be one product manager who might have to look into more portfolios, and their role many a time might not be so clearly defined also. So you would not have a lead product manager, a business analyst kind of a hierarchy, and you would be expected to step up and do more than what the core definition of a product manager is. And that gives a lot of learning also. So there are a lot of pros as well as cons in startup versus mature companies. Question from Nitya: what are the essential online courses for a product manager which can help in improving job profile? So Nitya, you can look up different online portals like Udemy, Coursera, EDX and so on. One aspect is get into product management courses, which will tell you more about the role of a product manager. Now in addition, also look up more courses on Agile. The reason why I am saying Agile is today the world is moving into Agile. We hardly get any development which happens using the waterfall methodology. And in Agile itself, there are many variations. So you can get yourself certified on Agile product management. For example, scrum.org that has courses on certified Scrum product owner. Similarly, Scrum Alliance that also has equivalent courses. So look up these courses on these two, and you can get yourself certified on one of these. And the basic, of course, ensure that you have the domain knowledge, the required certifications on your domain area. The next question is from Sony. I have 6 years of experience in sales and now I want to switch my domain. Will product management be the right choice? So Sony, I want to understand here, what were you selling? In which domain do you have your sales experience? Because that makes more sense if you switch to product management in the same domain area. For example, if you were into sales on banking or insurance, so when you sold those as part of your role, you would have some basic knowledge on banking or insurance features, because that will give you a base to get into product management and you will be better placed that way. There's a question from Apsara. I am a final year student of MBA program. Can you suggest some online course in the field of product management to boost up my resume? So Apsara, I don't know what your specialization in MBA was. If it was finance or some particular domain, which means that you have a little bit of base on that domain. So one type of online course is related to your domain, which you can get a certification. Additionally, you can look up scrum.org or Scrum Alliance and get a certification as a certified product owner. And of course, some basics of product management. Another question from Ansha. After the lockdown period, will there be enough recruitment for product manager? So Ansha, as a result of the lockdown, it depends on how many products really are going to close down. So as long as there are products still running, there are people who maintain those products, and there are business users who keep giving improvements on the product, there will be definitely recruitment for product managers. And especially I will say the work that a product manager has to do during a lockdown period and the COVID times might be even more, because there are a lot of companies which are innovating. This is an era where many people are working from home. So as a result, companies like, for example, Zoom, the number of users of Zoom has increased many-fold. So I'm sure Zoom is looking into tweaks to handle so much of bandwidth and also to make their product better for customers. Google Meetup or Google Meet, this is something I am seeing recently. So there'll be more products like this which cater to the lockdown work from home kind of scenario, which is an innovation. So to answer your question in a nutshell, definitely there will be a need for product managers. That need is not going to go away, and wherever there are openings, there will be recruitment happening. So while we wait for a couple of questions more, there is one thing I want to say is, whatever I spoke about today is not something I really learnt as part of some course. It has come through experience, because product management is a lot of soft aspects. It's a mindset. So as you get into the experience more and more, you will have your own learnings. What I spoke about today are my learnings. So this is a state of mind, actually. It's a mindset. It takes time to develop. You will have your own experiences, your own learnings. But if you are passionate and you take the right steps, I'm sure you'll be there. You'll get there and you'll do whatever it takes to become a successful product manager. So thanks a lot for your questions. I hope I could clarify those. If you have any more, do reach out to me offline through Jobs for Her. Thank you and have a wonderful weekend ahead.